Hello and welcome back to the channel. On today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how to make this stylish corset top. If it's your first time viewing my channel, please hit on the subscribe button. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't seen the drafting video, I'm going to leave the link at the description box, or you can go down to my channel. So let's dive right into today's video. So now we are going to start working on this pattern. I added 1/2 inch at this point, and I added at the lower part on top, and I didn't add by the side. So I used it to cut out a lining and a fabric. I have 2 pieces of that. So the first thing we're going to do is just to go ahead to place, and we're going to place the lining on it. So after placing it this way, I'm going to take the lining place on it, and I'm going to be sewing with 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch at this side. On the other side, leave the armhole area, and you're going to repeat it for this side. So for this cup, I added 1/2 inch round. I cut out lining and gum stay for it also. So for this piece, I went ahead to add 1/2 inch by this side at the lower side, and I cut out gum stay and lining for it. Moving to this other side, I added 1/2 inch all the way around, but I didn't add by the side because we've already added our sewing allowance. So now we are going to start working on the yoke part. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to be sewing my yoke. After I'm done sewing it, this is what I have. I turned it out and I ironed it out. So now let's go ahead and work on these parts of the corset. So I'll go ahead and unpin my cup. For the lining and gum stay, I'm going to iron it, and whatever I do to my main fabric, I'm going to be doing to the cup parts, to the lining part of my fabric also. So now we are going to place, and we are going to join with 1/2 inch. So make sure that your cup is matching this way, and this is what I have. You're going to place and stitch with 1/2 inch, and also place, stitch with 1/2 inch and iron it out, and go ahead to also notch it. Coming over to this side, I'm going to go ahead to open up my pattern. The part I have on the center was cut on fold. So for the lining piece, go ahead and iron gum stay to it, and whatever I'm doing to the main fabric, that is what I'll be doing to the lining piece. So now I'll stitch and go ahead and stitch on this part. So after I'm done stitching my cup, this is what I have, and I've gone ahead to notch it also. Now I'll be introducing my cup, which I've placed hemming gum on, and I created a 3 inches dart. So if you don't know how to do that, in my previous video I showed how to do that. Now I'll place my tailor's ham. In case you don't have a tailor's ham, I have a video on how to make a tailor's ham. So now I'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead to iron it so that it's going to stick. Another way to attach your cup to your fabric is to go ahead to top stitch at the lower part, but you can also go ahead to iron it down with your hemming gum to stick very well. So I'll be repeating this for the 2 sides of my cup also. So this is what I have after I'm done doing that. So I'm done joining the center piece of my dress, and on the lining also I ironed gum stay on it, and I joined it also. So now we are going to be introducing our so I'll be creating the boning channel. I'll create at the center piece. This is about 2 inches that I cut out, and I'm going to go ahead to place, and I'll stitch with 1/2 inch, fold it over this way, fold it in, and I will top stitch, create another boning channel, and I'll repeat the same process. Stitch first, then go ahead to fold it in, and I will top stitch. So I'll be creating 5 boning channels for this, 2 on each side, and on the center piece I'll be creating 1. So just the way I'm illustrating, that is how I'm going to create the boning channel. If you have any other question also, please leave it at the comment section if you don't understand any of the process. So here is my dress. I am done creating my boning channels. So just like I said, I have 5 boning channels, and the next step we are going to take is to go ahead to insert our cup to this pattern, to this dress. So find the joining that you have at the center. You're going to fold your cup. In case your center the center of your corset on the body is not showing, go ahead and fold it this way and you're going to notch. Now place your cup. From that joining you have at the center, you're going to start joining. So when you're joining your cup and you notice that the cup is bigger than the space you have, there's no need to panic. All you're going to do is to go ahead to notch the body of the corset, and after notching it, you're just going to place it and pin down. So I'm going to go ahead to pin it down so that it will be easier to sew, but if you can sew directly, go ahead to do so. So on this side also, I'm going to repeat the same process, and I'm going to go ahead to notch this part, and I'm going to place my cup and go ahead to pin it down. So after I'm done pinning, I'm going to go ahead to stitch my cup down to the body of the corset, and I'm going to be stitching that with 1/2 inch all the way around. So after I'm done stitching the first cup, this is what I have. I'll go ahead and repeat the same process on the other side of my cup. So after I'm done stitching up my cup, this is what I have. Now we're going to attach the yoke to the dress. Go ahead and take one pin at the center, then take one and start where the cup stops, and you're going to pin, because that way is going to match the armhole side of your dress. So go ahead and check it first if it matches, and you're going to go ahead to pin it down, and we are going to stitch with 1/2 inch to hold it down. So after doing this, I'll take this other side, go ahead and pin it down also, starting from the center, and I'm going to pin it to the other end also, and just like I did on the other side, make sure it matches your armhole. So I'll go ahead and top stitch on it. So after I'm done top stitching, this is what I have. So after I'm done stitching, the next process is to add boning to the boning channels, and I'll go ahead to do that. So you can also tape up the mouth of your boning so that it's not going to poke you when you're wearing the dress. And also on the lower part, make sure your boning doesn't get to the end, because you're going to be stitching with 1/2 inch below. So after you're done passing your boning, the next step you want to take is to go ahead to turn it with the lining piece of this dress. So now to turn it, I'm going to go ahead to flip this in this way, place this, and I'm going to go ahead to pin it down. Stitch on the upper part. At the armhole, you're going to leave it open. Stitch on the side at the lower part, and you're going to go ahead to stitch to the end. Leave your 2 armholes open. So after I'm done sewing, I'll go ahead to notch my cup, cut out the excess thread that I have all around my pattern. And after I'm done doing that, I'll go ahead to flip it to the right side. So after I'm done flipping to the right side, this is what I have for the front part of my corset. So as you can see, my corset is sitting very beautiful and is looking neat. Next we'll be working on the back part. This is the yoke and this is the body of the corset. I'm going to go ahead to unpin it, and this is the lining piece. Now I'll go ahead and separate it, place the lining on it. So at the back, I want to put like a rope that you're going to use in tying it. But if you want to use a button, go ahead and put a loop on your own. So I cut out these 2 pieces just like I said, and I'm going to be stitching it with 1/2 inch. Fold it in this way, and I'm going to be attaching it to the part of my yoke and place it this way. Then you're going to go ahead to stitch on the neckline, this part, and stitch at the lower part. So after I'm done stitching, this is what I have. I went ahead to notch it so that it's going to relax, and I'm going to iron it out after I'm done turning it out. So this is what I have on this part of my yoke. Now to attach the back yoke, I'm going to place it on the main fabric. So place your pattern and notch where your yoke is going to start. So place it this way, and I'm going to go ahead to notch it. After notching it, I'm going to place my yoke on that point. That is where my yoke is going to start. And I'm going to take the lining piece, place on it, and I'm going to go ahead to stitch all the way around my corset, and the back pattern. After I'm done stitching, this is what I have for the back pattern. I'll go ahead to cut out the excess I have, and after I'm done cutting out the excess, I'm going to flip it to the right side of the dress. So this is it. I'm done flipping it, and I'll go ahead to top stitch the lower part of the dress, fold it in and top stitch, and I will be repeating this for the other side of my corset. So now we're going to join the back to the front part of this corset, and this is my back. Just like I said, I top stitched it, and I'm going to get the front. First, we're going to go ahead to join the shoulder. Use the back shoulder to turn the front shoulder. Place it this way, and you're going to wrap it in between and stitch on the neckline. Repeat the same process for the other side. Place, and you're going to turn and stitch with ½ inch on the shoulder part of this. So I'll go ahead to do that, and I'll also go ahead to attach zipper to the lower part of my dress. So after I'm done sewing, this is what I have. So right now it's time to attach the sleeve to the dress. So now to cut my sleeve, this is what I have. The total length is 32 inches, and this part is 16.5. So I added 1 inch to it, making it 17.5. So now I'm going to do a freehand sketch because it's a puffy sleeve. And another way to get this is to do a slash and spread method, but since I'm already sewing my dress, I'll just do a freehand sketch sleeve, and I'm going to gather the upper part at the shoulder of the dress. So this is what I have after I'm done cutting it. As simple as that. You don't need to start calculating or doing anything. So now I'm just going to cut out the excess, and we're going to join it to the shoulder of the dress. On the lower part of this dress, I'm going to be folding in with ½ and 1 inch, and also on the other part, because we'll be inserting elastic to this. So to join my sleeve, I'm going to get the center, and I'm going to place, and I'm going to be folding it. I'm going to pleat and pin it down, or you can pleat while sewing at the shoulder part to what you have is able to contain the armhole space. So after I'm done joining it, this is what I have, and I've inserted my elastic at the lower part. To mark out my basic measurement, I'll mark my under bust first, place my tape because that's my under bust, get my bust point, and after getting my bust point, I'll place at my under bust and mark at my waist length. So now at the waist length, I'm going to go ahead to insert my waist circumference. I'm going to insert my waist circumference at this point. At the under bust, I'm going to be inserting my under bust circumference, which is 28 divided by 2. I have 14. So mark out the 1 inch on both sides, and I'll also repeat it at my bust because we added 1.5 inches. So by the time you're done turning out, you're going to be having 1 inch on both sides. So that is what I'm actually marking on the side. So I'll go ahead and stitch it, and at the armhole, I'm going to mark my armhole circumference divided by 2, which is 16 divided by 2. I have 8 inches, and I will slant it down with ½ inch. So I'll go ahead and stitch up my corset pattern. So after I'm done stitching, this is the final look of this dress. If you find this tutorial very interesting and educative, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our second YouTube channel, Draft with Maki. So see you in our next video, and thanks for watching.